Hey, welcome back to Wolf's Watch. We are live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Check this out. Nice little display here. Sign says keep off. Old wooden Conestoga wagon. Looks like about right size. It's surprisingly small, aren't they? If you've ever seen one of these up close, it's just amazing. It is this probably isn't a Conestoga. This is more like a work wagon. It's just one person wide. But got a hitch wide enough for two horses. Anyway, I wanted to just check in with you. You know, being here in Las Cruces is amazing because I'm looking around and there are a lot of wineries and art galleries. You can see a winery off to the side here. There's a nice prep school behind me. So it has become known for a lot of that golf, leisure, retirement. Here's something about Las Cruces though. This has been an important area, an important city since the 1600s. The Spanish founded this city as one of the cities on the El Camino Real, the King's Highway, to on the way to Santa Fe, New Mexico, which was the most northern capital city that was ever set. That the Spanish set in what is now North America, and also the home of the only true royal palace that is on U.S. soil because it was the governor's mansion. It was considered a royal home by extension of the King and Queen of Spain. So, interesting factoid. If anybody wakes up at 3 a.m., ask that. Now you know. The thing is, if you ever have a chance to go to Santa Fe, you really need to. It's a magical place. It's just unbelievable. This is one of the stops along the way because they had to set up a mission, they had to set up a trade and resupply point. So they built a series of cities, like we see in the missions, the string of missions in California. So this was part of it. But think about that, the 1600s, right? That's 500 years ago. Well, we're into the fifth century. So it's over 400 years ago, anyway. A long time ago. Not just recent history, long, long, long predates the USA. Also consider it has a huge influence on the culture here in Las Cruces, but also in New Mexico and the broader Southwest, including places like California. The influence is very Spanish. It was very hierarchical, very, much more had a tradition of you had to get permission from the king or queen, depending on as royalty goes. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know how that game gets played. And it was very much more chain of command and control than on the East Coast, which has very much a British uh, heritage and a little bit more to the French as well, which had already started to allow more autonomy locally, more local thinking. Here had the history of, so there's been a long history of tradition of if this is what your father does, then that's what you do. If this is what your mother does, this is what you do. So that line of not stepping out, so to speak. So it's different underlying culture. It's not New Mexico's current culture. It influences the culture. So if you have a chance to spend a lot of time immersed in the culture in the Southwest, especially places like Santa Fe, Las Cruces, you'll see a very, very different influence than you'll find in some place like, say, New York or Boston, or even farther up in the Northeast in Maine. So food for thought. Beautiful day here. It is about 81, 85 degrees. There's a nice breeze. It's comfortable when there's a breeze. It's a little bit on the warm side when there's not. And there's so much to explore here. Unfortunately, don't have time to stay and show you more of it. Just wanted to share the wagon. Thought that was pretty representative. I'm headed back to the car now. Ruby and I are headed to Roswell. Got to find out what's going on with our, should we say, extra international travelers. Hey, this is Wolf's Traxxer. We are on the trail making tracks. Thanks for being part of the conversation. I'm Wolf. This is Wolf's Watch. I will see you on the trail.